So to show you the instructional design and PM graphic that we created in the first few weeks of our course, my thread was called Hope You're Hungry. I love to cook, and I wanted to display what my thoughts were as far as instructional design and project management in the realm of cooking. Especially with soup, it can be pretty difficult to create a masterpiece from scratch, especially when you can do a cookie cutter approach and do something really simple with, let's say, a chicken noodle soup, just a few ingredients, and it's very easy. There are other recipes that are much more complex, take much more time, and I really thought that this is a good analogy to use in this assignment. So you can see at the top there's, it kind of just goes over what I just explained to you. The instructional design piece, it talks about the ingredients, more of how ADDIE comes into play, so the different tools and the structure of the instructional design piece. So theories, exercises, different steps in the ADDIE process. So the analysis of, okay, what do we want to make? What does that look like? The design portion of it, thinking through, what's going to be done. The development portion, actually cutting the ingredients up and deciding in what order it should go into the pot. Are we using one pot? Are we using two pots? Are we creating stock first? Are we just that whole process and what it looks like. And then the implementation piece of actually starting, getting our hands dirty, let's get into doing this, evaluating as you're going, maybe stopping and changing something and restarting, whatever the case may be. So again, I really like the soup idea for this. Lastly, in the initial post, I had a recipe card for that safeguarding process. And it really worked for me when I first made this, because I was so confused with all of these things that we're learning through instructional design and all of the pieces that come into play. So what stuck out for me and what would be my saving grace was this recipe card. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have an idea of, here are your tools and now this is how you use them. And I think that project management does that to an extent. There's a lot of research and a lot of competencies that we've gone over through, be it through the readings or the discussions or George's post, Tracy's post, and it kind of aligned a lot of things for me. So I'm not going to say the recipe card was incorrect, but I think it's just another tool. So I'd rather just move this up into that ADDIE piece in a sense and build the toolkit, but ultimately the project management piece in this illustration had to be updated. So with Kim and Charla's discussion post, I was able to visualize what that would look like. So I decided to change that to a chef. So most of the information is the same at the top. The bottom is now replaced with a chef. But not just one chef, a chef and its team. As with any project management, you have a team for the project. You can't just do it all alone. So that was an integral piece to include in the graphic that was used in this portion of the assignment. So part 2 of the week 8 assignment is a total reflection on my experiences throughout the course. So a few questions that I'll have to answer for you include, what has been my experience with working on projects? Pretty positive. I work well with others, but rarely ask for help and complete things on my own. As a team member, the attributes I admire in my manager are the skills she possesses in the art of delegation. So I admire that, and I hope to one day be able to learn how to implement delegation with my personality type. I liked that portion of the class in defining how we work by ourselves, how we work with team members, and how we work as a leader in a team. So I really enjoyed that assignment in this course, and it opened my eyes on how I can improve. As a project manager or group leader, what strategies and methods do I typically use? So constant communication is one thing I brought to the table, and definitely the biggest takeaway. It's the number one method used to keep everyone on track. What areas related to course topics that I would like to learn more about? Again, delegation. I wish it was as easy as it sounds, but it's really not. What do I consider a strength in utilizing various project management concepts, ideas, and strategies? At least with the case studies that we did with our teams, I found that my strengths lied within scheduling, organizing, so the Gantt chart, and then also managing changes. So those were some of the strengths, and I naturally gravitated towards those problems in the case studies with our group assignments. Overall project management abilities and what skills you'd like to improve on. Again, touching on the soft skills side of things, the delegation in a project management role, and then also exploring some more tools like Notion. I thought that was really cool. Some other organizing outlets that can keep everybody on track and communicate, since that's the biggest takeaway from this class.